Get in the Ring connects startups to opportunities to start, grow, and scale up their business.
The reason I said yes to this one was because we were coming to the home of Philips and going to spend the day with the Philips executives.
All these entrepreneurs that have great energy, they have great tools, and they all want to change the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Get in the Ring.
Welcome to Lisbon. We are here at number 3 in the Impact series of Get in the Rings. We started in The Hague. 2 weeks ago we were in Berlin, and we still have Copenhagen, Oslo, and Geneva to go before we come back here to win a potential $500,000 in a convertible loan for the winner. Now, what do you do to win? Well, there are 2 routes. You could convince our champion jury members, or you could get one of the public to vote for you. And today we have, it's coming up for 1,400, I think it could be 1,500 by the time we finish this, voting to see which startup they would like to see go through to the international final in The Hague. Now, we're called Get in the Ring, so you think we might be in that boxing ring. Well, sorry. COVID means we can't do that for the moment. So I'm not in Lisbon, I'm here in The Hague in our studio, but I will come out when I'm permitted to by the COVID regulations. But still here, we will have a blue corner and a red corner. You see it lit up slightly. And we'll have 2 contestants that come in and battle to get either the champion's votes or your votes. They're going to do it with an introductory round, which today is by video, and then they're going to go to 3 follow-up rounds. The first one is business model. The second one is impact. And the third one is their need and proposition. All of these are important rounds, and there will be questions coming from our champions to clarify those things that just aren't quite there. Now, it's competitive, so one of them has to win, and one of them will. Now, if you've never seen Get in the Ring before, it's going to be a bit different than the usual startup competition, because we want to see these people battling with each other and getting your votes, but also getting your money. Because let's face it, if you're watching this, the likelihood is you're probably an investor, another entrepreneur that might be able to work with these guys, or just someone who can make their life better. Because let's face it, this is an impact competition, so it's not just about profit, we're also talking about people and planet. But why don't we go across and meet our champions in the jury first? Carlos, what are you looking for today?
Well, I think that for me, what really counts is having an idea that kind of creates real value to your potential clients and the ability to execute on it.
Anna, I'd really like to hear what you're looking for in the startups.
In Galp, we want to access to scale-ups in the energy, mobility, and industrial fields in order to bring solutions in a more faster way to our clients and to our internal process too.
Wonderful, thank you. Bruno, what are you looking for?
Well, we're always looking for innovative and scalable startups to work with, mainly through pilot programs. And recently we decided to join the ESG side of things. So no place better to look for those startups than Get in the Ring.
Thank you so much. Zhao.
I would just add that I'm looking for ambition. I'm looking for teams that have the passion and the resilience to scale their ideas.
Perfect. But why don't we move on to actually meet the startups? And who is in the blue corner?
Hello, I'm Pedro Juan. I'm the founder and CEO of OmniFlow, and we provide sustainable smart city solutions. We developed a smart IoT lamppost powered by wind and solar that can host multiple applications, like the 5G, computer vision, and edge computing. Our objective is to transform the existing 500 million street lights that consume a lot of power and just provide basic service light into sustainable, smart infrastructures capable of generating revenues.
Wow. Thank you so much, Pedro. So basically, instead of having a regular lamppost, it provides 5G, it provides charging for cars. It's just turning a piece of infrastructure into something much more useful for society. Well, we've heard from Omniflow, we know who's in the blue corner. Let's move across to the red corner.
Hi there, Pedro Carreiro from Agristar Bio. And what I'm about to tell is that we developed a technology to produce organomineral fertilizer from organic waste, recycling all organic matter and nutrients, so making it perfect circular economy. And this fertilizer is very resistant to leaching into the water, so it prevents eutrophication. Also, the fact that the process is done in less than 3 hours and it has no emissions means that no significant reduction of greenhouse gas emissions, and also that there's no more dumping of organic waste in landfills, so stopping eutrophication of water streams. And since the fertilizer is can get up to 60% of organic matter, it means we are helping reverse desertification and improving the soil structure. So all in a nutshell, having two sources of revenue can do all of this without the need of subsidies and all. So hoping to make a better world.
Wow, hoping to make a better world. Wonderful. We are going to go on to round number 2. And that round number 2 is where we find out a bit more about the business model of both companies. Red corner, we're going to start with you.
Okay, so we install our units at near the source of organic waste, and we charge an organic waste management fee, and we sell fertilizers. We have two sources of revenue to support both the investment and the operational costs of managing the facility. Typically, a unit could have something like treat like 20 to 40,000 tons of organic waste per year to produce between 6 and 10,000 tons of organomineral fertilizer.
Superb. Then we go across to the blue corner.
We sell our sustainable solutions to both private and public sector, where we can use the more than 90% energy savings to finance the solution to a specific location. And this represents an ROI of 5 to 8 years just on lighting and on CapEx, or instant savings using OpEx model. But when we install our systems in a specific location, they become assets, and we can lease the service to different entities, generating revenues from 5G,
the bell has gone,
vision.
The bell has gone. We're going to keep you quite strictly to those 30 seconds. Then let's move on to the impact round, because we were talking a bit there about impact, where apparently nothing comes for free. But impact is something that's a lot more important than the making of money. So let's hear from the soul of both of these companies. And we're going to continue in the blue corner.
Yeah, standard light generates the equivalent to 1.3 tons of CO2 emissions per year. And lighting represents 35% of the energy bill of a city. And we can cut more than 90% of the power consumption, promoting decarbonization. In a city like Lisbon, it will represent a cut of CO2 emissions of more than 60,000 tons of CO2 per year. And we can also increase the quality of services to citizens for better connectivity, electrical mobility, and crucial information for city planners.
Wonderful. I'll let you finish that one. Let's go across to the red corner and hear your same statement on impact.
In producing the fertilizer, we are recycling all nutrients and organic matter present in it. So this is circular economy at its most. So this means less greenhouse gas emissions and more nutrient efficiency in agriculture. An average unit should avoid about 7,000 tons of CO2 equivalent emissions per year. And also, we are stopping eutrophication of water because We are not dumping untreated organic waste into lands or landfills.
You can finish your sentence, but not go on to a new one. It was a very good try, but we are keeping things...
Of the organic content in the fertilizer and microbiology. Thanks.
It's always good when someone finishes things off. That was a superb impact round. We go on to our final round, which is on the need and proposition, and we are going to stay in the red corner. So, do you need something from our fine champions, or do you need something from the wider public? What do you need, red corner?
What I need is to be able to complete the first unit. We already have the reactor, the full-size one, and we need to complete the commercial unit so we can put it into place, bring it to market fully. So the dryer, granulator, all these kind of amenities. We need the funding of 2.5 million to do this, do the marketing and sales efforts, and to improve a little our team so we can bring this forward.
Wonderful. And what are you offering in return? Because for every need, there is a proposition.
We're offering 20% of the company or a revenue sharing model if the investor prefers.
That's quite clear. We'll come back. I'm sure there might be a few questions over revenue sharing. But let's go across to the blue corner, first of all, to figure out there what is the need and proposition. Pedro.
Yeah, we are looking for a 10 million euro round, right? And what we are offering is our track record. So Omniflow has raised so far 4.5 million euros. In the last 2 years was cash flow positive. And we are currently present in more than 30 countries, thousands of units deployed globally, and with a very strategic relationship of partners globally.
I think you've got your winners in there again, but we didn't hear a valuation on that 10 million round. But I am not going to ask all the questions because we have an amazing set of champions to do just that. So champions, I think it's time for questions for our two entrepreneurs. Bruno, over to you. A question for the red corner.
Yes, and this is regarding competition. So how would you grow with all the competitors that are around in this biofertilizer space within Europe?
As we are targeting, firstly, customers with the two problems, I think we are more protected from other people treating the organic waste because we also solve the problem of fertilization and the other way around. So when we are solving two problems instead of one, that gives us some protection. I know that our competitors are typically in mature markets with big numbers. They're quite big in both in fertilizer and organic waste. But having a small scale and doing most business close to the units that process the organic waste and produce the fertilizer protects us from these global players.
Let's move on to Zhao. Some questions for either blue or red corner?
Yeah, I was going to ask about competition, but you kind of already covered that, so I'm going to ask a different question. Tell me about your team and about your stakeholders. Just some highlights. What would you emphasize about your team and the current partners that you have?
Well, the team, we have both team and quite a number of entities supporting us. So we have two engineers. Erlindo is the CEO and the man that came up with the idea and the technology. He is engineer from the Instituto Superior de IST, Instituto Superior Técnico. Actually, both of them are. And he came up with the technology, and Augusto has a lot of experience in managing plants and designing equipment. So they are complementary in terms of the hardcore technology.
Let's put the same question, I think, towards the blue corner.
Yeah, well, we have a multidisciplinary team that we built in the last years. We are in an industrial facility, so we have a team to build the units. We have a team to sell the units, a financial team that is bringing projects, helping to fund the the company on a daily basis. And of course, we also expanded internationally. So we have a team of very important international business developers that help us to get in those international opportunities to drive growth.
Carlos, over to you.
Who are your investors? And the second part of the question is, you mentioned a 10 million round. Although you didn't say so, that's going to imply a valuation of between 30 and 50 million, more or less. So my question is, do you have the growth curve to support that? How has the company been growing in terms of numbers over the last few years?
Yes, so our current investors is Portugal Ventures and H Capital. But on that 4.5 million, we also raise capital from banks, right? And from European projects, for example. So definitely we are growing before COVID. COVID actually blocked our current growth, right? But we will experience exponential growth in the next 2 years, because the dimension of projects that we are getting in are completely different from what we were getting like last year. It's completely different growth opportunity right now.
Okay. And to the red team, you're trying to raise 2.3 million at a roughly 9 million valuation. Where will those 2.3 million get you to in terms of timing? How long will that last? And what's the milestone that you want to get to with those 2.3 million?
It's 2.5. We already raised some money to do the pilot unit. We raised 300K for 6% of the company. And this 2.5 with the use that are already said, it's in case we are getting close to that, to do the first full-sized commercial unit. This unit would treat 40,000 tons of organic waste and sell 10,000 tons of organomineral fertilizer. Those sales would be close to 5 million, adding waste management fee with sales, with 1.5 million euros in the multi-annual contract guaranteed every year. So for an 8-year period. So every year we already start with 1.5 million euros a year, and with an EBIT of 25%, that would give us a payback in less than 3 years.
Okay, then we're going to go across to an interview that we recorded a little earlier with Martijn Blom, who is working with the EVPA. Martijn Blom of the EVPA. Welcome. The jury are deliberating who they'd like to win. I'm sure you were watching the battle, but let's come across to you. You're now with the EVPA. We've known each other for more than 15 years. But what are you doing over there? Because on your card it says Impact Funds Initiative. Well, what are you up to?
Yes, within EVPA, I have the opportunity, after working with you and with others with an impact fund for quite some years, to actually create the ecosystem for impact funds and to help them in solving their challenges, but also fundraising. And with fundraising, I then mean fundraising for the funds themselves. Many of our members are fundraising themselves, and to connect them to the right parties. And thirdly, most interesting, I think, for this community is deal flow and deal sharing. It's not difficult to find deal flow, but it's difficult to find the right deal flow, and it costs a lot of time to select that right deal flow. Wonderful.
Well, you mentioned Get in the Ring. So why are EVPA and Get in the Ring partnering with each other? What's in it for both sides?
When you want to create an ecosystem, you should work with partners. And on the deal flow side, definitely Get in the Ring is a good partner. It helps working together with a partner that already sees a lot of deal flow, a lot of organizations where the magic happens, the entrepreneurs, brings them to the table. It's not for us. We're not an investor ourselves. Our members are investors. But by linking our investors to your initiative and by linking the entrepreneurs in your competition to our investors, we can at least get the money to the place where it can get to work and get to work best, solving some of the challenges that the funds have in selecting the right deal flow.
Wonderful. Martijn, you have been a friend for many years, and I thank you for making yourself available to be interviewed by little old me in front of a desk we've stood by many times together. I'm going to say until very soon, and we look forward to seeing you back here supporting us, either as the silent jury member or in some other way. Martijn, thank you. Welcome back. Anna, are you ready?
Hope so.
Bruno, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Carlos, are you ready?
Ready.
João, are you ready?
Ready.
But so be it. I think it's time for us to figure out who has won. So drum roll, please. Bruno, who would you like to see? Red corner or blue corner? Blue corner. Thank you, Bruno. Let's go across to Carlos. Carlos, are you red or blue? Blue. And let's go to João. João, are you on red or blue? Blue. And finally, Anna, do you have red or blue? Blue. It's an entire set of winners for our great startup Omniflow and Pedro. Well done, sir.
Thank you.
You should be very honored. You've won the champions vote, but have you won the public vote? Well, we have not just the jury prize, but also, and perhaps more importantly, the public prize. Because let's face it, champions are wonderful people, but we need to get the crowd behind these companies. And wow, what a crowd we've had in Lisbon. More than 1,500 votes have been cast. And there is a winner. And that winner is Blue Oasis Technology. Jeroen, let's hear a little from you.
I am Jeroen van der Waal, founder and chief reef at Blue Oasis Technology. We build large, scalable engineered reefs using proven technology concepts, helping the oceans to rejuvenate and to become more resilient, including CO2 absorption. We collect big blue data on these reefs to further mankind's knowledge of the oceans. We create sustainable impact on millions of people and thousands of regional economies by deploying vast reef colonies within a few months' time. We believe the oceans are the limit.
The only thing that's left for me to do is to thank all of our champions. They have been amazing today. Great questions. Thank you so much to Bruno, to João, to Carlos, and to Anna. And as well as I'd like to thank both Pedros, both of our fine entrepreneurs, for presenting today. And also to thank the sponsors, Impact City, the EVPA, and the Unknown Group. And just to say, Pedro, in the blue corner, a possibility of $500,000 in a convertible loan. That will be decided back here in The Hague in a few months' time. So Pedro, we look forward to seeing you there. And well, we look forward to seeing you at home too, because we'll be back, not in Lisbon next time, but from Oslo, from Copenhagen, and Geneva. How could I forget Geneva? So, we look forward to seeing you then. Until the next time. Goodbye.
Hi there, hard workers, thinkers, doers, dreamers, hackers, civil servants, visionaries, students, entrepreneurs, diplomats, and innovators. Here in The Hague, international city of peace and justice, tens of thousands of people are working towards making the world a better place, every day and in many ways. Our city, The Hague, represents a unique hub that connects startups with governments, international companies, research centers, studios, and thousands of creative entrepreneurs. Whether you work for a United Nations organization, one of the many NGOs, research and education institutions, or your own startup, economic success is intertwined with social impact. We call it the impact economy. It's an economy that has an enormous potential to grow and create beautiful things that benefit all of us. That's why the city is investing in people, places, experiments, and ideas. We can show you many inspiring projects because the impact economy is already here in our city. Discover our stories on www.impact-city.nl. impactcity.nl. We look forward to meeting you.